Hey guys, it's Nolan. Hope you are well and are having a great trading week so far. Let's have a look at some charts of interest. One that I don't normally look at actually, but I will look at it tonight because it's in an interesting zone, is the dollar index. You can see it's actually bouncing between the support here, around about, we'll call it 97.80, and this resistance here coming up into about 99.35. Real strong move actually. We've had the last 4 trading days, as you can see, been pretty strong. So those dollar bulls are really flexing their muscles, so to speak. Now we'll be watching what happens here. Do we break out and looking for further dollar strength, or will we reverse again and potentially come test 97.8? Because, well, the chart we would look to trade, the chart which is basically a mirror image of the dollar index, is euro dollar. So we're going to have a look at that in a second. I mean, obviously, dollar weakness, dollar strength, whatever, there's the majors. We see dollar strength, then you want to be trading it against a weaker currency. If we see dollar weakness, you want to be trading it against a stronger currency. But the actual euro dollar chart is basically the inverse of this chart, and that's because the dollar index is it's made up of a basket. It's called a basket of currencies, the majority of which is the euro, and that's why the euro dollar chart and this chart are really highly correlated, but in an inverse way. So if we do see a rejection here, I'll be really interested in buying euro dollar, and I'm probably more in favor of rejection because of the actual euro dollar chart. So let's just have a look at that at the moment, because on the weekly time frame, this is the pattern that's playing out. We've got our resistance up here, our support here, lovely trend line, and we've had that bounce there, and potentially we could be repeating something like this here, where there's a little bit of a range going on, and then eventually we start to push up towards that resistance. We could be seeing that here. Obviously on this time frame, it's still a bearish chart. We haven't really changed cycle yet, but with the dollar index where it is, could be an opportunity to buy euro dollar, depending on obviously what happens. Let's just have a little look at the smaller time frames. I'm just going to sync these over. Now, we were looking for price to have reversed today, but it hasn't, because what we were seeing was this, and if I just draw so we got on this 4-hour chart, we've got a resistance here, false break, and support. We were actually looking for price to start to reverse here, but it hasn't done, so we haven't bought it obviously. But with the dollar index being where it is, we could start to see euro start to have a little bit of a push to the upside. I'm just seeing if there's any more trend lines here which I can possibly pick out. Maybe that one. Maybe some kind of expanding structure. But yeah, certainly keep your eye on the dollar index, because we could start to see euro dollar reverse if we see those sellers come in on the dollar index. So 1 hour, still bearish trend, as you can see. Pretty much a channel really. But we'll be looking for that to break to the upside if we do see that, like I say, that dollar index start to drop. Now, if obviously dollar index continues to strengthen, then just continue selling euro dollar. Just look for pullbacks. Make sure you've got a strategy, whether it's moving averages, whether it's levels, etc., you can continue to sell it. But my bias is really for that dollar index to stop and reverse, and another move to the bottom of the range. We will see though. Just looking to the left a little bit, we can see this support here around about 109 here. So yeah, 109, a little bit of support there, so we could drop into here as well. What you could look out for, as well as looking at the dollar index, is potentially a morning star formation here, or a formation which shows a change of sellers into buyers, or of course you can wait for that 1 hourly cycle to change and break out of the trend line. So keep your eyes on this, because it could be interesting this week. You know, there could be a decent move on the table, and yeah, basically you'd just be correlating euro with this chart. And you know, when the dollar index gets back to 97.8, you could exit your euro dollar long positions. Okay. I know Mark talked about yen pairs yesterday. Yen's had a weak day today again. But you know, how long is this going to go on for? One yen chart of interest for me personally is CAD yen, because we're in this really nice bullish expanding pattern. I love this weekly candle. You know, we can see that buyers try to push this up. In fact, they did push it up into 100, and sellers pretty much came in straight away. And look where that open and close is last week. I mean, it's a pretty tight range there between the buyers and the sellers at the end of the week. Was quite surprised, and I am quite surprised to see this at the moment. It is only Tuesday. To be honest, I'm looking for a break below 97 this weekly candle to get shorts, but it's not happening yet. I'm actually going to put an alert in there. Weekly low broken. I thought I'd done it. Maybe I didn't. I know that's not how you spell low. There we go. Let me just have a little look at the 1 hour, because the 1 hour is actually in an area of interest, which is in these highs here. As you can see, it's about that 99.2, 99.20 level. Previous resistance here. That's last month, 29th of March. Yeah, so this is interesting. If we do start to see this roll over here, then we could potentially start to sell it at least towards this trend line. Obviously then, depending on what happens, you know, price could bounce. We don't know. Or it could break down. We could look for a pullback and look for a short if that's what you want to do. I mean, I think if we break that 97 level, then it's going to be that's going to be where that real yen strength comes in, and we see yen strength throughout the market, and we see those dollar pairs drop, those yen pairs drop, I should say. But yeah, you can keep your eye on this, because we are at the top of structure, like I say, that weekly rising channel. We've got horizontal resistance here. It doesn't mean we just sell it. I mean, you know, this is moving to the upside at the moment. You'd be quite foolish to just sell it where it is. You need a reason. You need to see a change in cycle. Not getting that at the moment. But yeah, 99 intraday traders. You can see 99 there. A little bit of support. We could double top here. Maybe look for that. Evening star pattern here, or rejection of 99 after a break and retest. Look to get short, take off some profit here, and then see what happens. Do we bounce? In which case you can just close your trade off, or if we break through, you can leave that the existing trade on and potentially look for an add-in trade. So I'll put another alert in here. Actually, 90, just under 99. And I'm going to leave that in, because that we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I mean, it's a great area to short, but that dollar weakness is sorry, the Japanese yen weakness, I should say, is still in the market. And US 10-year yields up 6.63%. That is basically why market is investing its money into yields, taking it out of the yen, the safe haven, putting it into yields. So yeah, 6.63%. Wow. Gold down today, silver down today, WTI down today. We'll have a little look at the NASDAQ as well, because that's actually down on the day, 1.9%. Had a nice bullish day yesterday, but that's totally reversed. So we'll have a little look at that in a minute. Dollar index, as we know, is up. Strong move today, but we'll be looking for that to roll over tomorrow. But we'll see. We do have FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow, actually, at 7 p.m. UK time, so that could influence what happens. So that's CAD yen anyway. Looking strong at the moment, as are all the yen pairs. You know, yen, weakest market. Okay, weakest market here on the 4-hour time frame. Hourly as well. It's down at the bottom. So yeah, don't go selling any yen pairs quite yet, but they are in great areas to look for shorts. But we need to see the price action before we get involved. Euro pound, interesting chart this, because I was actually looking at the beginning of the week when we sent out our watch list. We had this evening star formation from the top of structure. Okay, absolutely beautiful. Beautiful price action, because, you know, just connecting these highs here across, price came in around about 85 and reversed. So, you know, what I was looking for was price to come back into 84.50. See the bottom of this wick here, the bottom of this daily candle, it's support, we've got resistance here. So I was looking for price to come back into this little zone here after we'd got this candle on, I think this was Friday's candle. Yeah, looking for price to have a little pullback, maybe a sell limit, maybe a price action trade. Yeah, and then trade that towards the bottom of structure. But really surprisingly, we've just had that strong dollar index, we've had a very weak euro, and it's just moved to the downside. So what's going to happen with this, I don't know. I suppose it will depend on what happens with euro more than anything. So you know what, just continue with the trend with this. We do like the idea of pound strength this month, because traditionally it is a strong month, a strong bullish month for pound. Okay, April is seasonally a bullish month for pound. So you know what, just go to smaller time frames and just continue to trade with the trend until it changes, is all I can say. I mean, we are still bearish while we are under this trend line. Obviously this can change at any time, but yeah, you know, let's just have a little look at, there's a little bit of divergence here actually by the looks of it. Yeah, so maybe we'll see a reversal of some sorts, we will see. But you know, price, look at these hourly moving averages. This is the 50, this is the 20, this is the 8. Very bearish. You can see that change of cycle here, or the change of sentiment, I should say. All those EMAs cross, really nice and open, you know, gapping between moving averages, angle. That means it's a strong trend. So while it's like this, you know, continue to sell until it changes. Preferably I would like a little bit of a deeper pullback, maybe towards that 50 moving average, but don't know whether we'll get it, because this looks like it's in free fall at the moment. We shall see though. Literally just bouncing off that 8 moving average on the hourly. So we will see what happens with that. Like I say, continue to trade with the trend until we start to see it change, obviously. That's what ideally, something like that. If I'm going to short this, I'd like to see a bit more of a correction. But keep your eyes on this anyway. Keep your eyes on this because it's quite a bearish market at the moment. And we've broken through. This is a trend line. We were looking for this to bounce off here, potentially, and have that pull back into 84.50, but we've just continued to break through it. So, you know what? Just you know what the saying is, guys. What is the saying? The trend is your friend until the bend in the end. That's the one. I should know. Any trader should know that off by heart. So yeah, that's continue to sell that unless that sentiment changes. Pound Kiwi, it could be a counter trend trade on this, guys. Just keep your eyes on it. I mean, it's a bearish market, isn't it? We've seen a little bit of let me just have a quick look. We did see some Kiwi weakness earlier coming to the market. Yeah, bearish engulfing candle there on the previous 4-hour candle, and that's led to a little bit of upside on pound Kiwi, which is a bearish market, but as with a lot of the pound pairs, we are looking for that seasonal pound strength to come in. Interesting area as well on the weekly. £4 Kiwi to see some strength come in. The 4-hour, you can see this is where that Kiwi weakness came in. Bullish engulfing candle there. Now let's just break this down a little bit further, because there is a channel here. Now trend lines, channels are subjective. But if we connect that, well, it's a tough one. You know, we can connect these lows and this low, or we can connect that low there. If we do, then we're at the bottom of the channel. We're getting a morning star pattern, so potentially we could be having a push up at least towards the top of this channel. Whether we break out or not is a different kettle of fish, as they say. But what you could be looking for, because of this morning star pattern here, this is a channel, this is a trade we've actually sent out to our traders, but basically you can see this on the 1 hour, this double bottom. Okay, double bottom here, around about 1.872. It's possible price could come down. Let me just see where our entry is. I'm presuming it's about 1.87600. Let me just have a look. Yeah, we've actually, I don't mind telling you guys, we've got a buy limit of 187.64. So what you could do is, you don't necessarily have to have the buy limit in. What you got to do is set an alert, look for price to come into the zone, and you're looking for buyers to come in again. Okay, if you don't have the time to do that, then obviously you would set a buy limit. If you have got time, then you know this is what you'd do. You'd set your alert. I'm just going to set that now. When price comes into the zone, what you're doing is you're looking for, or what you can do is look for a bullish pattern, morning star pattern, bullish engulfing candle, hammer candle, and yeah, trade that. If you are or don't mind trading counter trend, okay, just got to remember the bigger picture. Okay, so target one for us is 1.8818. basically back in these highs here, and I would suggest at that point, obviously banking some money because it's a target one, but put your stop to break even. Okay, keep that risk nice and low, and yeah, because you got to remember this is a bearish market. So overall, so we are flowing against the trend. So, you know, being a bit more aggressive with your stop loss is a very sensible thing when you're, you know, swimming against the actual flow of the market, if you like. But you know what? If you're not a counter trend trader, then just leave it alone. Simple, simple, simple. And if you do want to get long on this market, and you are a trend trader, well, just wait for it to break out. Wait for it to start impulsing to the upside. Look for a correction pattern, and then look to get long. Last but not least, like I said earlier, NASDAQ down on the day today. Quite interesting because we had a, if you put the moving averages on, I just want to get rid of this 50 for a second and go to the daily. We actually had a really nice bounce off this 8 moving average. We had 3 bearish candles, morning star pattern here. I was speaking to some traders last night, and you know, that is a bullish pattern. And if we broke the high, you would think that price would have continued to the upside. But I didn't take a long on this because we've got this resistance here. And I can see I've drawn this line across, got this tip of the wick resistance, got support, resistance here. So literally just buying above that candle there, 1520, you'd be buying straight into resistance. What I'd rather do is look for a deeper correction or a bullish close above this level, or both. In fact, if it has a little bit of a little bit of a drop, even better, and then we can look to get long lower down, and when it closes and breaks above this zone. So yeah, we could be seeing basically a first lower high on the NASDAQ. If I just take off these moving averages for a second. So yeah, we got a high and a lower high. So yeah, where could we be pushing down to? I think Mark talked about this as well. We've both got you know, zones of interest, put it that way. I mean, just looking at this with the grid lines in, I do like this little zone here at 1450 as an area of interest to watch. Then of course we've got the big number 14, but you know what could also be good, don't know whether it will happen, is back down into this zone here, because what we'd have is a nice inverse head and shoulder pattern, which would be absolutely lovely with this yellow line up here, basically the neckline. And we could do something like that. Whether it's going to drop all the way down there, I have no idea. The thing is, though, about inverse head and shoulders, or head and shoulder patterns, is that the left shoulder doesn't have to be in line with the right shoulder like this. So for the inverse head and shoulder, literally the right shoulder could be anywhere as long as it's above here. Okay, it's just basically a high and low. So that's an area of interest as well. First area of interest, though, for me is I'd like to see price come down into this zone here and see how it reacts. So alerts are going in right now, and just put myself a little note, support, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Other than that, yeah, so I know some of you guys don't sell the indices, only buy. So we're just going to be, you know, letting this correction happen, and yeah, just wait it out. So, but yeah, if we do get that bounce here, like I say, we can look for a buy setup. pushes up into our neckline, a daily close above there. I'm thinking, you know, like this candle here, nice little bullish close. We did get a little pullback and it went, but literally a bullish close above there. You could probably put a buy stop above the candle and trade that if you're an end of day trader. So yeah, keep your eyes on that. I'm going to set an alert here as well, guys. Break of resistance. Love setting alerts, guys. It just means that, you know, you don't have to keep on looking at the chart to find out if price is at the levels you're interested in trading at. So yeah, you know, alerts are our friend, as it were. So okay guys, that's it from me. Yeah, dollar index still looking pretty strong, but you know what the markets are like, guys. Literally things can just reverse at the flick of the flip of a coin, flick of your wrist, whatever. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I say, we do have some FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow. Whether that's going to cause well, it probably will cause some volatility on the dollar. It's a high priority news event. We do normally see some kind of volatility, but that is not until about 12 hours from now, 24 hours from now, I should say. So let's see what happens. Let's see what opportunities the market brings us. And yeah, just remember, guys, you know, just trade with the trend, or trade, you know, don't just buy, sell. You've got to have a reason to get into the trade, okay? Just because we say, sorry, that you know, I'd like to see this swap and stop and reverse, doesn't mean it's going to, because we're not mind readers. But if it starts to do what we thought it was going to do, and we get a setup that agrees to our strategy or strategy rules, and that can be your different strategies to us, as long as you get a reason, then brilliant, get into the trade. But what I don't want you to do is to just buy and sell live at market because we've said this, that and the other, okay? There has to be a reason. So if I'm looking at continuing to sell euro pound, there's got to be a setup. I've got to see it pull back into the moving averages, and I've got to see a setup to sell, okay? So hopefully you do exactly the same, okay? That's what's going to make you great traders. All right, guys, so that is it from me, and next video will be from Mark, so look out for that probably tomorrow. But yeah, make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel so you get notified as soon as these videos get uploaded. Please, please, please like and share, as well as subscribing. You know, we're trying to get our subscription numbers up. Of course, if you know any traders, please share it. Please share the video. So that's it from me, guys. Ooh, wow, nearly half an hour. So I'm gonna go and have some food now, and we'll see what the markets say. And at the end of the day, have a little look at those end of day candles, those daily candles, and see what they're telling us. Anyway, guys, from me and the team, speak to you soon. Bye.